So something happened recently and the internet seems to be breaking down over it. What happened, you ask? Well, Jordan Peterson broke down in tears during a chat session with Piers Morgan when talking about how the villain for the movie Don't Worry Darling was closely based on him. Join us as we take you through this latest piece of gossip to hit the internet. First up, what even happened? So Jordan Peterson this past Wednesday morning hoped for a pleasant chat with dear old friend Piers Morgan, with the exception that it was on worldwide television. Cool, okay, nothing could go wrong here, right? Just some catching up and talking about important topics for a few hours, and then it's curtains for the show and on we go. However, things didn't exactly pan out as smoothly as Peterson would have liked, because when Piers Morgan made the mistake of mentioning Olivia Wilde's new movie Don't Worry Darling, Peterson broke down into tears while talking about it. What happened here, you ask? Well, to put it straight, according to Peterson, the villain for the movie Don't Worry Darling, who's played by Chris Pine, was closely based on him. The fact that the hate against him was so great that they made a whole movie portraying him as the villain hit the man hard. We think it's safe to say Peterson gave the movie a thumbs down after watching it at a local theater. Some might say he took it personally when it wasn't something to be offended by. Others might beg to differ, saying that a full feature-length caricature does tend to get you in your feels. Whatever the case, Jordan certainly wasn't feeling it. Next up, what has Jordan Peterson been up to recently? When it comes to Jordan Peterson, it feels like the man is making headlines every day. Now, we can't state an opinion on whether we agree with him or not, but we can say that whatever he utters usually either faces heavy and hateful rejection or it's welcomed with open arms. An example would be a conference Peterson spoke to a while back, and while leaving the venue, he was caught by trans activists who accused him of belittling their beliefs and values. They also proceeded to accuse him of making his conference feel like people of any sexuality other than heterosexuality were not welcome. Fortunately, an activist representing the LGBTQ community came to Jordan's aid and proceeded to state that he had felt very welcome. So we don't know what to take away from that interaction, except for the fact that it was a whole lot of controversy. Another example of Jordan making headlines is, well, every time he's on live TV, be it with debates with representatives of the feminist community or debating other facts, this man is always on there on cue, ready to fight for what he believes is right. We mean, he's smart. People have come out and said that most of the points he makes seem to make sense and all, so kudos to him for that. Coming up, what's next for Jordan Peterson? Well, one thing's for sure, we can expect to see him back on live TV battling it out with whoever he thinks is coming at any topic with the wrong angle. For some, he's their scholarly version of Batman, or maybe Superman, whichever you prefer. For others, he's the opposite, the Joker to their opinionated Batman. It's quite exciting to wonder what the man will get up to, considering whenever you open up YouTube or scroll to the short section, there's almost always a Jordan Peterson clip waiting for you. Jordan Peterson also retired from the University of Toronto a while ago, so that might hint at him moving toward retirement. Could this mean the end for Peterson? We don't think we'll ever know for sure. One thing to note is that before retiring, Peterson wrote a scathing op-ed criticizing the woke monoculture of universities, and then he, well, quit. Now, it's no secret that he's under no immediate distress to look for a job, considering he's made millions appearing on TV and publishing books and much more. What else can we expect from the public speaker? It remains as much a mystery to us as it is to you. All we can do is wait and see how his future plays out. Finally, Jordan Peterson chilling with Joe Rogan? A while ago, Jordan Peterson decided to go on the Joe Rogan Experience and had a conversation with Joe for just a little over 4 hours. Damn, we know, that's a long-ass time. The conversation was based on a wide array of topics ranging from nuclear energy to mass shooters and even to taking psychedelics. Insane, we know. Joe Rogan seems to have a knack for being able to get people to talk about the craziest stuff. Not that we're complaining. We love the podcast, and it's always entertaining to listen to the Joe Rogan Experience. What was most interesting is the fact that Joe even got Peterson talking about comedy. Now, Joe is a comedian, so we can understand that he would want to talk about his passion in life, but we were pleasantly surprised when Jordan, probably knowing nothing about comics besides that they tell jokes that make you laugh, managed to carry himself pretty well throughout the entire conversation and not come off looking dumb. Kudos to Peterson. It's like you can talk to the guy about almost anything and have a decent conversation. Looks like both Peterson and Joe came out of that podcast having learned something new. Good for them, huh? We're now left wondering about when Jordan Peterson plans on coming back for round 2 on the Joe Rogan Experience. Hate him or love him, the man can keep you hooked for hours, as his last episode with Joe Rogan showed us. Even though it was well over 4 hours, it still managed to draw in tens of millions of listeners. Now time for some other news. First up, Jordan Peterson quits Twitter? Jordan Peterson made headlines again after he was slammed with vicious insults after shaming a plus-size models magazine cover. He talked about how he'd thought about leaving Twitter before and had asked his staff to start posting for him, but recently had decided to go ahead and give the app one more chance. That was a big mistake, as immediately after he went back on, according to him, everything went wrong. Now, according to the ex-professor, he's left the platform for good and doesn't look like returning anytime soon. He even went on to criticize the platform itself, calling its structure and the way it was designed to be dangerous seriously insane. Looks like someone isn't happy with the way things blew over. He talked about how all the hate a person can receive on Twitter in a matter of seconds is unlike any other social media platform he's come across, and went on to condemn the application altogether. Considering the number of followers this guy has, the condemnation of an entire platform could potentially hit Twitter hard. Next up, Jordan Peterson gets slammed for commenting on women's beauty. So Jordan Peterson allegedly went on TV and insinuated that his passing judgments on women's beauty is okay and should be tolerated. Not a lot of people took that comment well, and what can we say? Things looked bleak for the right-wing celeb for a second. What happened was, after his comment on a plus-size models magazine cover was condemned because he called her not beautiful, he retorted with a statement that said he could state an opinion about someone's beauty and it was okay. Well, according to a lot of women, it wasn't. It goes to show women have each other's backs. If anyone tries to break them down, they're ready to go down fighting, no matter the cost. We're doubtful any fans of the right-wing celeb came to his aid after this comment, and honestly, it could be understood why. We don't think it's anyone's right to comment on someone else's beauty regardless of whatever standards they may hold themselves at. We think it's easy to say Jordan Peterson didn't come off as smart this time. Rather, this one awards a point to the ladies. Kudos to them. Finally, Twitter canceled Jordan Peterson? Okay, calm down. No, they didn't pull an Andrew Tate on him. Well, not the whole thing anyway. They kinda did control his freedom of speech, and this got a lot of people riled up. The most notable is Elon Musk, who also happens to be the richest man in the world. Who knows, maybe this is the reason Elon decided to back out of his deal with Twitter. He got mad about how they acted in a certain situation and decided to take away their payday. You never know. Regardless, you're probably wondering whatever happened. Allow us to explain. Jordan Peterson let loose a tweet criticizing Elliot Page on his life decisions, and Twitter was having none of it. They decided to delete his tweet, saying that it violated their community guidelines, and effectively shot themselves in the foot as people began to slam Twitter for taking away Peterson's freedom of speech. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think is next for Jordan Peterson? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.